Hello and thanks for joining us.
On the programme this evening.
She was killed with a meat cleaver and her body was never found. Now Chantel's mother can barely hide her disbelief and disgust that her daughter's killer is about to be released after expressing remorse.
He wouldn't know remorse if it hit him in the face. That's just what he's saying so he can get his parole.
Save our hope! Save our hope!
Campaigning against the cuts, but can a peaceful protest save a neighbourhood hub in Warrington?
A decorated lorry for a legend. Another honour for Wigan's Rugby League night, Sir Billy Boston.
Oh, you're alive, I suppose. That's good news.
And it's Danny Beard without the beard. Caroline meets the former drag race winner on the set of a new stage show.
So first, a warning of some distressing content in our top story tonight. Mothers reacted with anger after being told the man who brutally murdered her daughter is about to be paroled.
Chantel Taylor from Birkenhead was attacked with a meat cleaver in March 2004. Her dismembered remains have never been found.
Now, after serving his minimum term of his life sentence, her killer Stephen Wynne is to be let out. Our correspondent Victoria Grimes is here. Victoria, you've been speaking to Chantel's mum, Jean.
Well, we've spoken to Jean many times over the years here at Granada Reports, and understandably she's really upset today. She's very angry and she says she feels let down once again. Her daughter Chantel, who had 3 children, was murdered in 2004 in Birkenhead. She was just 27. Former soldier Stephen Wynne admitted killing her with a meat cleaver and disposing of her body in various locations. Now, he always maintained that he'd told police where her remains were, but despite searches, Chantel was never found. He was sentenced to life in prison with a minimum of 21 years. That sentence was reduced on appeal to 18 years. Today, it's been announced that he's to be released on parole. And here's what Chantel's mother, Jean, had to say when I spoke to her earlier.
Stephen Wynne is still only in his late 40s and can live his life. He snuffed Chantel's life out when she was 27 and then went on to do those horrific, horrendous things to my Chantel's body as if she was trash. And now, the parole. I feel as though again, Chantel is being treated like she was worthless.
It's really tough to listen to, isn't it? And such a difficult day for Jean, who has campaigned for so long now. She created Families Fighting for Justice, a group to help other families affected by murder. And one of the key points of law that she wanted to change was that if someone doesn't reveal where a victim's body is, then they should be automatically given a minimum sentence of 40 years with no eligibility for parole. This would be known as Chantel's Law. And she told me that today's news has made her more determined than ever to carry on with that campaign.
And what have the parole board had to say about their decision?
Well, they say that their report suggests that Stephen Wynne has shown remorse and they no longer consider imprisonment necessary for the protection of the public. They said that a huge amount of evidence has been examined when making this decision. And they said in a statement that they confirmed that a panel has directed his release following an oral hearing. They say that parole reviews are undertaken thoroughly and with extreme care and that protecting the public is our #1 priority. Well, I put that to Jean as well.
He wouldn't know remorse if it hit him in the face. That's just what he's saying so he can get his parole. Stephen Wynne should not be allowed out into the public domain. He's dangerous. I'm worried that he's going to be out there. No one can watch him 24 hours a day.
Well, so far, no date for Stephen Wynne's release has been given.
Victoria, thank you.
Well, next tonight, and the family of 2 children who spent years on a drug treatment which slowed the progression of a fatal condition say they're devastated other youngsters won't now get it.
15-year-old Ollie and 12-year-old Amelia Carroll from Poynton have Batten disease. It takes away sight, speech and movement, but it's been announced today that the NHS won't now provide the same drug to children diagnosed in future.
Well, the organisation which decides what treatments will be available says it's deeply disappointed it couldn't reach an agreement to reduce the drug's price. Zoe Muldoon reports.
She's getting you, Ols. She's getting you.
When Ollie and Amelia were diagnosed with Batten disease, their parents were told they'd be lucky to live past their 12th birthday. The degenerative condition is fatal, but the siblings have been kept alive by a drug called Brinura. While it's not a cure, it's been life-changing for Ollie and Amelia.
The treatment's just amazing. We witnessed this disease without the treatment, and then Ollie and Amelia got on the treatment. Ollie was experiencing seizures every single day. They stopped. He's not had seizures for years. Amelia's only had one seizure in the whole time. And it's just given them an absolutely fantastic, remarkable life.
After taking Brinura for 9 years, Ollie and Amelia stopped it last September. The drug has slowed their decline and their condition hasn't worsened. But it costs the NHS over $500,000 a year per child. And from today, newly diagnosed children won't be able to get it.
It's hard to put into words because we know what's going to happen to these children. And just as a mum, like, my heart hurts so much. Just to know that another parent, another family is going to sit just like we did and be told that their child's going to die.
Will you carry on fighting for other families as well, like you have done in the past?
Yeah. So the next step is to see if there's grounds for a judicial review, which is going to be tough, very expensive. I think we've got to continue the fight for the future, for the children.
A spokesperson for the National Institute for Clinical Excellence said, "We know today's news will be very upsetting for people with Batten disease and their families. NICE and NHS England have used all available flexibilities to reach a positive solution. We are deeply disappointed that the company was unwilling to agree a reduction to the £522,000 per patient per year list price that would have allowed newly diagnosed children to benefit from this treatment." Brinura has given Ollie and Amelia more time. Their parents fear other children won't be so lucky. Zoe Muldoon, ITV News, Stockport.
And we thank the Carroll family for sharing their story with us tonight. Two other stories making the headlines, and police have released footage of a driver of a suspected stolen vehicle doing a U-turn on a motorway in Greater Manchester. Officers were already following the car at the time in Haywood near Rochdale on Monday night when the driver attempted to exit the M60 going the wrong way. The driver's been arrested on suspicion of a number of offences, including dangerous driving.
A Bolton council worker who stole almost £900,000 from vulnerable people has been jailed following a lengthy fraud investigation. Richard Shaw's job was to manage the benefit payments of residents who were unable to manage their own finances. Instead, he put the money into his own accounts, spending it on expensive cars and holidays. Shaw was jailed today for 4 years and 8 months. Bolton Council says his victims have been refunded.
A Greater Manchester restaurant has released CCTV images of customers it claims ran up a bill of £230 and left without paying. The diners ordered cocktails, spirits, fillet steaks and desserts at the Chatterton Bar and Grill near Oldham. The owner says the diners staggered their exits on Saturday, which was of course Valentine's Day, while the staff were busy with paying customers.
Not just money, because we're wasting time as well, you know what I mean? We make it like a cocktail is taking time really, and that much busy restaurant. And there's just one person have to make a cocktail for them. And even for chef, if you're changing, if one table that day is coming wrong, you know how long it's taking again to make a new food.
The Chief Constable of Cheshire Police has criticised proposals by Warrington Council to close the town centre CCTV control room as part of a drive to cut costs by up to £130 million over the next 4 years. It would mean the cameras are no longer monitored in real time, but only reviewed after incidents. The council says, if approved, alternative funding options could be explored.
And on the subject of those cuts, there's not just concern over CCTV in Warrington town centre, there's fury that a building used widely by a community has been closed since last year.
Yeah, the Woolston Neighbourhood Hub offered a leisure centre, swimming pool, GP surgery and a library, but it shut in September with the council citing structural problems and the presence of Legionella bacteria in the water.
Residents, though, dispute this, and tonight they're staging a peaceful protest outside a meeting of councillors at Warrington Town Hall. We'll be going live there in just a moment after this report from Jennifer Buck.
It's the neighbourhood hub with something for everyone, and since it closed in September, it's left a hole in the community.
We meet up with friends here. There are groups on where you get to know people, keeps us fit, keeps us healthy. It's massive, it's so important to the community.
And if it's closed, I don't know what I can do then.
Since it's closed, I've been ill and I've got a trapped nerve in my leg, and I'm sure that's through not going to the gym.
I think about the wider community and try not to think about the financial aspect. It's the people and it's the community that are really important.
The council say it's shut due to structural concerns and the presence of Legionella in the water supply, and it would cost millions to do the repairs. The decision, as ever, seems to come down to money, and Warrington Borough Council are strapped for cash. According to their own budget report, they're facing a projected funding gap of £130 million over the next 4 years. Their budget plan is going before Cabinet tonight, but people in the community want them to know that any decision has a direct impact. 10-year-old David is autistic, and at half-term he could normally go swimming or to the library.
We use it as a lifeline. David goes swimming there once a week for the quiet swim. You know, I can see that David's anxiety is not where I'd like it to be. And I know that David really misses out on that time where we can both go swimming together.
I want to have Woolston Hub back because the waters inside the pools are very warm and refreshing and has buoyancy in it, and it also helps me to relax.
Nearly 4,000 people gave their views in the public consultation. Now it's the council's decision on whether they can find investment for the hub's future.
Well, Jennifer's outside the town hall now, where many of those funding decisions could be made tonight. Jennifer, what's the mood like there?
Well, everyone here is just feeling really determined. This is where the big council decisions are being made about the finances. So this is where the people have gathered to make their voices heard. And I should say it's absolutely freezing here tonight. But the community of Woolston and surrounding areas of Warrington, they've spent the last 2 hours stood outside Warrington Town Hall greeting the councillors as they arrive for that big cabinet meeting. Now, I'm now joined by Chris Kearney, who's from the Save Woolston Neighbourhood Hub. Chris, you've already had a couple of residents going into this cabinet meeting. Tell me the questions they asked, and did you get any answers?
We've just been asking for transparency. We want the facts. We want to ensure that the community get the answers, and we want everything to be clear. We're finding that we don't seem to be getting them responses back from them now.
Now, we know that the council is really strapped for cash. They need to make some savings. How do you convince them that your neighbourhood hub is worth investing in?
The neighbourhood hub is for the community. It's a massive benefit to the community. It's social care. It's £1 just spent on leisure saves £4 for social. It's a no-brainer. The £3 million figure isn't a realistic figure. It's a desktop exercise. There's no surveys been done. We can't be making decisions of that value that affect people so much based on without any financial advice on that at all.
So how much do you think it'll cost to open the neighbourhood hub again?
Well, the safety operation we think's just 100,000, 200,000 max. What they're quoting is for long-term maintenance for 20 years We don't need brand new roofs, we just need the gutters clearing, proper maintenance being done.
OK, Chris, thank you very much. Well, the council have said that they have some extremely difficult decisions to make when it comes to funding, and the people here should have a decision about their neighbourhood hub in spring. OK, Jennifer in Warrington tonight. Many thanks.
You're watching Granada Reports this Wednesday evening. Time for sport now, and a new era starts for Wigan Athletic. Here's Mike.
Yeah, that's right. It's a big night for Gary Caldwell. 10 years ago, he was sacked by Wigan Athletic. Tonight, he is back. His second spell as Latic's boss kicks off with a home clash against Luton Town. Wigan haven't won a match since the start of January and find themselves in the League One relegation zone. So Caldwell hopes to make an immediate impact tonight, while the Wigan board believe bringing back a former player will help supporters reconnect with the club at a testing time.
Once you come here, you feel that connection and you experience that, then it stays with you forever. And you know, when you come back, you want to do well for them again. And I think the basics of football, we have to get back to that and get a team that is together and will fight for everything on the pitch. And then we can build and grow tactically and put loads of other things into them. But the minimum requirement is hard work, and that will start today.
Well, last night there was late drama as Stephen Schumacher's Bolton Wanderers continued their unbeaten run. It's 8 games without defeat now, but only just. Mason Burstow scoring in the 96th minute at Reading to rescue a 1-1 draw. Bolton still third in League One. Meanwhile, an important win at the bottom for Blackpool. They beat Mansfield 1-0 at Bloomfield Road to move 3 points clear of the relegation zone. Now, are Accrington Stanley about to make a late push for promotion in League Two? They beat Tranmere Rovers 1-0 last night. That's 4 wins in 5 games and leaves them just 6 points adrift of the playoff spots with 15 games still to play. Elsewhere last night, Fleetwood Town ended Crewe's 10-match unbeaten home run. Thanks to a cracker from Mark Helm, it ended 1-0. And any latecomers to Boundary Park would have missed one of the quickest goals of the season. Kane Drummond scoring after just 35 seconds as Oldham Athletic beat Bristol Rovers 2-0. Now it is 50 days until the Grand National at Aintree, and we now know the early favourites for this year's race. 2024 winner I Am Maximus heads the weights of the 76-strong field, which will be reduced to 34 by race day, while Irocco is the favourite. This year's entries were announced at St George's Hall in Liverpool, where former national winner Neptune Collonges was the star guest at the annual Grand National Weights Lunch, which acts as the official launch of the countdown.
The Grand National is an iconic global event, as you said, watched by millions of people around the world who celebrate this fantastic race. But it's also really important about our relationship with the local community. I mean, we carried out a project a number of years ago which gave a £60 million economic impact to the city region, the Grand National meeting, and that's really important to us.
And finally, the honours just keep on coming for the most famous name in the world of rugby league. Wigan legend Sir Billy Boston was knighted by the King last year. Well, now his incredible career is being celebrated on the side of a wagon. Wigan firm KHD have covered one of their lorries in some iconic Billy Boston imagery. And the 91-year-old and his family were there for the big unveil.
It means everything to the rugby league community in general. I mean, you mentioned Billy Boston and everybody knows his name, so there's no better tribute.
What do you think of the van and seeing yourself up there?
It was very good.
Do you love it?
It's better than good.
It's amazing, isn't it?
What's it going to be like if you're driving around and you see this out? Great. What's that going to make you crash the car?
Oh. He's not driven for years.
He's a knight now, he gets driven, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. By yours and my sister.
The wonderful Sir Billy Boston. Long may the accolades keep on rolling in for the great man. He was thrilled with that.
Oh, you can tell. I'm going to watch out for his face on the side of a lorry.
Yeah, look out. It's out there now. Yeah, it's on the road.
Passing you on a motorway somewhere near you.
OK, thanks, Mike. Now to a celebrated British drag artist as the winner of the 4th series of Drag Race UK. Danny Beard made history as the first bearded queen to win the competition.
History and style too. Hot on the heels of that success, Danny's taking on their first ever professional theatre production in The Lightning Thief, the Percy Jackson musical.
Well, our entertainment correspondent Caroline Whitmore caught up with the Scouser turned Mancunian at the Home Theatre in Manchester.
Oh, you're alive, I suppose that's good news for you.
Danny, it's so lovely to see you here at Home Theatre in Manchester. We know you're from Liverpool, but you have a great affiliation to Manchester as well, don't you?
I am an honorary man, which my family are like, because they're Scouse. But the truth is, Liverpool and Manchester have got so much in common. I'm obviously from Liverpool, grew up in the Wirral, moved to Manchester for uni, then my drag was born here, you know, the start of everything in entertainment came from the glorious Canal Street down the road. So cut me in half, and I am like a proper Mancunian. I don't know what's in the middle. What would be in the middle? Well, Manchester tart.
Yes.
I'm a Manchester tart.
You're Manchester tart.
You better quit, Bob, over here.
It's Percy Jackson.
Whatever.
This is your first professional theatre role here in Manchester.
I'm absolutely loving it. And listen, this role is a small cameo role. I'm in the beginning of the show and the end of the show. I don't want to give too much away. And I think there's a lot of people who see themselves in these characters who may be neurodivergent, ADHD. I don't think there's another production, West End or touring in the country right now that's got representation for people who are neurodivergent or for disabilities as big as this show right now. The fact that this character of Percy Jackson, his ADHD and his dyslexia and his neurodivergence, they're his superpower.
Another terrible day.
And talk to us about the part that you play.
I'm Mr. D, Dionysus, god of wine and drama. So hard. It's really out of my comfort zone, you know, being dramatic and being able to drink wine. I miss the drag. Been in 6-inch high heels for nearly 15 years, maybe now. I'm still going back to drag. I've got my own 2 dates, Danny Beard Homecoming, one in London, one in Liverpool, obviously for Homecoming.
How'd you do,
A lot of our viewers will remember back in the day, the Britain's Got Talent.
It was over 10 years ago that now. I mean, I'm a much better performer. And when I look back over everything I've done, I think, oh my days, you did that.
And I think the god of wine and drama was made for you.
I don't want to be the one to agree, but I'm going to have to, aren't I?
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Enjoy your stay at Camp Half-Blood.
Now, drama and wine, that is a role I could get on board with.
I like the sound of that. They pull off that outfit in style. Love that orange wig. Very cool. Let's get the weather now. Here's Nick.
Mum, wet wipes, toilet or bin?
Bin. Why?
United Utilities sponsors ITV Granada weather.
Hello, it's been a cloudier day, more wet weather moving in tonight. It's been cold today, especially in the wind. That at least is about to change. 5 for a high today, felt closer to freezing in the wind. By the weekend, though, a temperature bounce and some of the warmest weather of the year so far. And that's all down to an air mass change. We're in the blue, that's Arctic air at the moment, but fast forward to the weekend, the warmer colours coming in, the air from a long way southwest of the UK, and that's a milder direction. These colours not to be confused with the huge amount of sunshine, still clouds, still rain at times. It's just going to feel very different. But we're not there yet though, and wet weather moving north tonight, not just rain but some snow, South Pennines and into the Peak District could bring some disruption. This is a lot further north than it looked at this time yesterday, so most of us seeing some outbreaks of rain, but a Met Office yellow warning for some snow affecting travel eastwards from Manchester across to Sheffield, for example, South Pennines and Peak District, and there could be a few icy patches as well into tomorrow morning. And that rain and hill snow still around first thing with a sunrise at 7:23. Not that we'll see much of it at that stage, and a sunset getting closer to 5:30. So it's a damp, it's a cloudy start. Any rain and hill snow will be fizzling out. And although we keep a lot of cloud through the day, gradually brightening up a touch into the afternoon. Still on the cold side, 5-6 degrees or so. But there's a lighter wind tomorrow, so not so much of a wind chill. Most noticeable across the Isle of Man. So blustery today. There's that rise in temperatures over the weekend. Again, not a huge amount of sunshine, but a reminder that spring is, well, about to spring.
Cleaned up well.
United Utilities sponsors ITV Granada weather.
Thank you, Nick. About to spring, but still raining. Still raining.
Got halfway to the park today, gave up and went home for a hot chocolate. Too cold.
It's freezing. That is it for tonight's Granada Reports.
We'll be back with a late update after news at 10. But for now, from all of us here, good night and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Go get warm. Good night.